Welcome to FearlessRN. This is a two-part video, so please stay tuned for part 2 coming up next week. You want some Nclex tips? Well, guess what? I got them. So if you're ready, then stay tuned, guys. You have to study for Nclex. How am I gonna study for Nclex? After graduation, I feel that it's very important to take a review Nclex course. This course will help guide you on what topics you should expect on Nclex and how you should study. There's Kaplan, Hertz Review, NCBSN, ATI, the list goes on and on. So I feel that it's very important after graduation you go into one of those courses. Make a study schedule. Believe it or not, after graduation, after all these classes are done, the last thing you want to do is sit back down into another routine. But for Nclex, it's very important that you make a study schedule and keep in mind that you want to make this schedule realistic for your lifestyle. So if you're still someone that's working or you have other responsibilities, keep that in mind to guide you on how many hours you are allowed to actually study per week, that is. So it's important to have a goal of the amount of questions you would like to get done for the day. Use time to manage how much material you'll be able to get done. What I mean by that is, you want to study endocrine for an hour, for example, you want to make sure that that whole hour is devoted to endocrine and nothing else. And afterwards, you move on to something else. So that's what I mean by managing your time while studying. I like to use Checkoff List, so I'll show you an example right here. You can see I have endocrine questions, diagnostic tests. So what I'm showing you here is that in this particular checkoff list, I would go by topic, then do the topic questions, and after I'm done, I move on to something else, and then go back to remediate and go over those questions again. And then down here is the following day, make farm cards, go over EKG, go over OB, and so on. Here is another sample of a checkoff list that I like to use. For here, on this day, I would do 75 questions, and then I would remediate those. For the next day, I would do farm cards, page 1 through 5, do 25 questions and remediate, then do another 50 and remediate, and so on. And here I have a day off, and so forth. So, you may be wondering, what do I do next? Decide how are you going to study. Are you going to study by systems, meaning I'm going to study cardio and then I'm going to do cardio questions? If you decide to study that way, I suggest that you start off with your weakest topic. So if your weakest topic happens to be neuro, then start off with neuro, study that, and then do the questions related to neuro, and then go back to a different set of questions or the same questions to see if you were able to increase your score. It's very important that when you're doing these Nclex style questions that your score is above average. Normally the average score point is maybe 60 to 65% based on the particular resource that you're utilizing. Or would you rather study with random questions? Meaning, like how Nclex is. The questions are in random order, random topic, and that way you're able to get accustomed to how Nclex will throw the questions to you. But using this method, it's very important that after each question, you take the time to remediate each of the questions and understand why the answer choice that you picked was correct, incorrect, and also why the answer choices that are incorrect, why are they incorrect? It's very important to understand why. How many questions are you willing to do a day? And how many questions can you actually handle? When you're first starting off studying for Nclex, it's very important to figure out how much time can you devote to doing questions per day. I recommend starting off with doing 75 questions a day, and that is a great starting point because it gives you enough time to feel how long it would take for yourself to get through 75 questions. Take the time to remediate each question and study them. To understand, not to memorize. And if you feel that 75 questions in one sitting is too much for you, then just break it down. Do 25 questions, remediate, take a break, do another set of 25 questions, take a break, remediate, do another 25 questions, and so forth. So basically breaking it down into doable amounts of questions should help you to get through the questions if you feel like 75 is too much. And I'd like to add that as you progress in your studying, that you should increase the amount of questions that you do per sitting to get your body accustomed to how the actual Nclex is, because as you know, Nclex can give you a minimum of 75 questions to the max of 265 questions. So it's very important to see how your body, how your brain can handle that amount of questions in one sitting. Yes, studying for Nclex is a lot of work and it takes a lot of your time. So it's very important to remember, take breaks. Take a nap in between studying, guys. If you feel that you're not able to concentrate, go take your beauty sleep. It's very important to maintain adequate amounts of sleep so that your brain can work in its optimal level. Have fun. Studying for Nclex can be one of the most stressful things one can do. So have your fun. You deserve it. So do what you have to do. Utilize these tips if you'd like to get it done. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that this video was very helpful for you. And if there's any additional tips or any questions that you may have, please feel free to leave them down in the comment section or follow me on my social media sites where we can chat a little bit more in depth. Share some of your tips down below. I'm sure that some of your tips will help somebody. So if you have any study tips for Nclex, nursing classes, I know that these tips that you share will help somebody. Please subscribe so that you don't miss out on that video, and give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next week. I wish you all the best, good luck, and see you in the next one. Bye!